Hello, everyone. Welcome. This is Lindsay. So, this is day 10, January 10th, 2021. Today is the 10th lesson that I learned from 2020. We've been taking time to reflect. When I say taking time, we're not rushing from a very busy year, a very overwhelming year, right into a new year with a ton of expectations. Instead, we're taking our time to deeply reflect upon the lessons that we've learned so we can use those lessons to carry us into a new year with new goals, new resolutions, that if we extract the wisdom from these lessons, that it will help us meet and reach those goals. Okay, so again, these are very deeply personal to me and they may resonate with you. And if they don't, they don't, but I would love to hear what does. So feel free to comment at any time down below on what lessons that you have learned from this previous year. And for me, this is, again, deeply personal. At the very, there's a lot of us that lost our jobs. My work definitely was greatly impacted. And there was a time where there was nothing coming in, and it's very scary to be self-sufficient and feel that you have a control on your finances, and then all of a sudden feel like you have no control. And but if you've listened to my previous videos, I talked about the ability to adapt and to not feed the negativity. So that all came into play, and the practices, were keeping me steady. But it doesn't take away the fact that, okay, I went from having income to no income. And in that time, what I noticed is that small acts of kindness were just fed my soul. Like just these tiny things that people would do for me or for other people. I was like, wow, it just shows that people do care. So because there were a lot of people that did not lose their jobs, that they were actually able to pivot and work from home with great ease, because the nature of their job was such that they could easily do all their work from their computer and their desk at home. My work was a little bit more challenging to do that. And so anyways, one small act of kindness that was gifted to me came from a couple of my neighbors. Now, I know them, but not, I recently moved into this neighborhood, and I knew them previously to moving into my new home. And yet we weren't super close, and they certainly didn't know my beloved. They had met her, I think on one other occasion, and that was it. And so, but they came up to our home and left at our doorstep, each of us, an envelope. And then we each got a card from them, as well as a check. They wrote us each a check for $150. And I was like, what? My closest friends didn't even send me a check of money just to help me. But they were just so incredibly generous. And what they wrote in their note was so precious, that they knew that we weren't working, that we had to close our doors for business, and we're trying to figure out our next steps. But both of them still had their jobs. And they just wanted to know that, just to help in whatever way that they could. And and I thought that was amazing. It was just so sweet and thoughtful. And the fact that this isn't my closest friend, and they barely knew my partner, and yet gifted her money as well. And I was like, wow. And they took nothing. They just wrote the check, walked up and gave it. And yet gave so much of themselves and showed so much of who they are as people to do this for people who are relatively new friends. And so I just wonder what small act of kindness that someone gave to you that really touched you, or a small act of kindness that you saw someone else do for another person. It looks like I have little stars on my face right now from the sunlight that's coming in through the window. So I always think of these little golden orbs from my time out west in Mount Shasta. So that is a total squirrel right there. But if those of you who have been to Mount Shasta know what I'm talking about. So anywho, please share with me some small acts of kindness that maybe you did for someone else, or maybe even something that you wish that you would have done, because that's a lesson too. Like, oh wow, like why didn't I do that, or what kept me from just doing a simple task for someone else, because that could be the lesson that we carry into the new year. How can I offer smaller acts of kindness, just really simple things that, even though they're small, touch someone's lives in a way that's profound and beautiful. So definitely drop in some of those comments below. I'd love to hear your ideas. I would maybe I'll take one of those and take them in and put them on my list for 2021. So my friends, until next time, many blessings, and definitely check out the Sankalpa workshop coming up on the 30th of January. If you want support and finding an enriching, deeply meaningful goal for the year, and understand how to plant that into the subconscious mind through ancient yoga techniques, yeah, super cool. Let me know, because I'll support you in that journey on the 30th. Okay, until then, my friends, many blessings.